so just to make a little bit more sense of our organizational structure. So I'm here representing, so I work on staff at the college and serve as Assistant Dean of Civic Engagement and Service, which really means I'm responsible for thinking about the civic ecosystem, supporting students, thinking about building partnerships and relationships, and part of our center's goal is to think about lifelong engagement and service, and how do we get students civically involved from the time that they matriculate to to going on through their postgraduate lives.
Our legacy, besides the good work we do, is intended to bring others organized by class to doing this kind of work, and so that we now have 17 classes that are doing this kind of work in some level or other. And we have done that by connecting with people from particular classes who might be interested, and then using the reunion cycle.
Our center has 4 different units that are comprised of the center. The most recognizable is the Phillips Brooks House Association, which is celebrating its 120th anniversary. So I'm here joined by Cody. Cody is our outgoing student president.
PBHA runs 60 programs through our student-led model, and so it's student directors, current college students that are running these programs. Some programs to highlight is the Summer Urban Program, which runs 11 camps in Cambridge and Boston for low-income youth. So every summer we have 700 young people in our programs. And we also run 2 homeless shelters here in Cambridge. One is Well to Lie, which is a youth-led youth shelter. So it's 18 to 24-year-olds running a shelter for 18 to 24-year-olds. And then our other shelter is Hunters Road Homeless Shelter, which was opened in 1983. And it was the nation's first student-led homeless shelter. So we operate both of those, but then we also operate after-school programs, adult education programs, ESL programs.
I would say just offer, as we've been thinking about how we engage our alumni networks, a lot of scaffolding that we've been able to provide to students a lot of this framework has been built out of relationships with alumni. So when we launched a national fellowship program, the Vintage Service Fellow Program in 2016, that allowed us to set up 75 partnerships with leading organizations, leading nonprofits across the country. Many of those relationships were formed through the connections that we made with alumni.
Something I'm very fortunate to have had freshman year, not really knowing anything about the university. I have no family members that went here. My first time coming to Boston was coming to school, and being able to be connected through PBHA to alumni that have experienced similar things, have different experiences too, and just be able to talk about things.
So is mentorship available to a lot? I mean, I tutored through PBHA, so but for those of us who might not have been members of PBHA, do you have to be an alum to be a mentor for PBHA?
No, so you don't have to be an alum to be a mentor, and our last president of our alumni board was actually not a PBHA.
So that's something that we could promote to classmates as something that would be a wonderful way to use our.
Does the person have to be Boston-based?
To be an alumni?
No, to be a mentor, to
no,
be
so
involved. Is it all local?
No, so our board is primarily virtual. We have one annual in-person retreat for the alumni board. And then mentorship, there's virtual and in-person options.
So Cody is touching upon mentorship. So we partnered with PBHA and we've organized summer mentoring relationships in the past. At our peak as a department, we facilitated mentor matches between approximately 120 students and 120 alumni. That is a very, very resource-intensive activity, just in terms of resources being time, to make good matches and help to facilitate connections groups. The third place where we've also looked to bridge projects is thinking specifically about internship partnerships for our students.
Is there a way for ClassACT, or our particular ClassACT to start with, to become one of those participants?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that we have all of the bridge projects right now live, or at least what was, as of last summer, live in a database that we share out with students. So that just that sense of, you know, if they're looking for a project to apply to on their own, that they know where. We as a department could help to sketch out, you know, here are the folks from 2005, 6, 7, 8, and chances are we could probably do this for, you know, in other reunion classes too. But I imagine during during reunions, having a space at Phillips Brooks House where we had an info session, advertised it out to folks, and then we as a center trying to think through, you know, who are the dozen folks from this class who care about this, who we think, we could probably make a pretty good educated guess about who we think this would resonate with most, and then they can start pulling their classmates in. But I think that could do a lot.
That is a big problem solver, if you could help us with that.